Hello, hello. How y'all doing? Music's still a bit on the loud side here. Happy Friday. How's everyone getting along? A little bit of a gloomy day by us. We got a bunch of rain in the past couple of days, which has been good. Our little planter garden outside is really doing its thing. Hey, Joseph. Good to see you. Happy you stopped by. We are going to be doing Blender today. As you could probably see, I updated it, right? Blender. Yes, I did. Good. We are doing Blender today. Come on, kitty. You want to be scratched. This one doesn't like to come up, but he likes to be scratched. We're doing Blender today. We have been doing React 3 Fiber the past, a couple months now. A special guest. This is the atypical special guest. It's usually the other kitty that jumps up here. But I think he's shedding today, so he wants some attention. So we've been doing React 3 Fiber lately, and it's a library, I guess. Library built on top of 3JS, which it's like a React component library built on top of 3JS, which is a library using WebGL, which is the spec built within the browser to do 3D things. And as part of that, we were experimenting with pulling in a GLTF file, which is a file type, one of the file types that can describe 3D things. And Blender can output those. So we are going to be playing with Blender today, maybe a few future streams, and we're going to try to model something. Maybe not today, but we'll do some models. I kind of want to do some like animations and rigging and stuff too. And then we're going to look to pull that into our React 3 Fiber scene. Which we don't. Here, let's switch over. Gotta close one of my client work windows here. Close. All right, let's switch over to the display. Hey, thanks for the follow. Oh, good, I didn't break the alerts. I reorganized everything. And this is coming from a website called showmy.chat. And I didn't have it consistently through everything. So I now have that pretty consistent. And I think we've got... Let's make that phone quiet. There we go. And we were working on this overlay, which is our React 3 Fiber scene. Did I? Let's see if I broke this. No, I didn't. Sweet. Okay. Did you hear the pop when it came up? Does it do the pop? I'm just checking the audio. So we've got this test scene, and it should test. Yes, should be running. So I think if we do no, nothing. Let's check my settings here real quick. If we try it again. That is not working. Got a local host. Yeah, it shows up there. I don't know why it's not working in the overlay. Why are you not working overlay? Um, I don't know. I don't really want to worry about it too much right now. But the web page is supposed to be the whole overlay, and this will eventually then pull in our Blender model. So this is Blender. It is recently updated. Can't see it. We are on 3.2.1. That is the latest, and actually just saw when I tweeted out that I was doing Blender today that 3.2 came with some GLTF upgrades, improving the. I don't know if it was just a performance thing, but there was some stuff done with the GLTF exporter. So I'm excited to do some modeling and then pull that into our scene. I think so. I've done modeling in the past, mostly in the sphere of no pun intended here. Mostly in the sphere of buildings, a little bit of mechanical. So there's a bunch of Autodesk products, which is a company that makes AutoCAD and Revit and what's the other one? SolidWorks? No, SolidWorks is a different thing. 3ds? I don't remember. Um, and I have also worked with SolidWorks. So I've worked with a bunch of modeling programs before, and I've done a fair amount of modeling, but every program's a little bit different. And Blender is a little bit more VFX and games targeted. Is sort of the feeling that I get. So I imagine there's going to be some things that feel familiar to me. I imagine there's going to be some things that are very foreign. We'll definitely spend some time learning the shortcuts. So as I've seen some other people do modeling in Blender, where do I want to go? I want to add. So there's kind of surprised they don't have the shortcuts. It's very shortcut oriented because having to go back up to the menu every time you want to change something is kind of gonna slow you down. Oh, maybe down in the bottom that is the. So down in this like status bar thing at the bottom here, you can kind of read it. It's not too terrible. Um, we'll keep an eye on that, and that's going to give us some indication on ways we can interact. So right now, middle mouse is rotate. You can see now when I start rotating, it switches and says press Alt to axis snap, and it snaps to the axes. So freeform, move, and then a snap. Right click is the call menu. Am I using a resource to learn Blender? I am kind of just gonna wing it, honestly. I've watched a few people do some Blender things. Prince, who occasionally pops in here. I don't know if Prince will come by today, but they've been doing a bunch of Blender on stream, so I've watched their work. Jason Linksdorf also had Prince on stream, and Prince kind of went over the basics with Jason to do Blender. So I between my previous just general 3D experience and um, kind of seeing people do sort of the beginning basics of using the program, I think I'm gonna kind of just wing it. We'll see how that goes. I might end up doing some tutorials if the progress is slow enough. But I think a lot of it is just going to, for me, be learning the shortcuts. Got like mediocre proficient with Blender and Unity 3D when you were doing XR. Yeah, it definitely feels like it's one of those skills that you need to continue to exercise too. It's almost like learning a new language. I mean, I can pick up French or enough French to like hold a child level conversation, but then you don't use it for months or years, and then all of a sudden it's gone. I mean, you can kind of, well, if you get back into it, it'll come back a little bit faster, but uh, especially since this keeps changing. Um, and we did do a stream back when 3.0. I think it was either on the beta or the alpha. I think it might have been the alpha of 3.0 back last year, end of last year. So 9 months ago, maybe. So I've definitely opened it a few times before, and I don't know. We'll kind of see. I don't know if we're gonna get into like animation and rendering it all today. Oh no, I gotta be careful what I'm clicking into. Spinning cursor. Which actually reminds me, pop over my task manager and probably losing frames here. Yep. Task manager seems to always kill the CBO. So what I'm doing here is OBS is the program that I'm using to stream. This is in Windows. In the activity monitor, you can change the priority uh, of programs to where it'll prioritize streaming and not dropping frames over other programs. So that way, if I happen to click on something in here, that starts doing like render type things that are intensive, hopefully it's not going to destroy the stream. Okay, so we've got a cube. We kind of got this moving around. Selection goes this way. We have the scene collection on the top right here. Within 3D scenes, there's cameras which come in to the rendering portion. I don't know that we're going to use the cameras much, and maybe not even materials. We'll have to see in that, because both of those are kind of handled on our 3JS side of things, or the React 3 fiber scene. Same goes for lights. So I imagine most of what we're going to be working on is just the actual element itself. We'll probably put in like, depending on what it is, we'll put in colors just so we're not looking at gray things all day, but and to help differentiate. But so there's, I imagine there's also, yeah, okay. So these programs tend to allow you to do a lot of customization. And you can change the menus. So like we're not going to really need scripting. It looks like I can actually delete the scripting tab. So like there's layout and modeling. I don't really know what the difference is between those. Okay, here's a good example. Um, I'll come back to that. In the command, you can see there's the text that says what it is. There's a description, and then at the bottom there's the shortcut. So as we're working, that's what I'm going to be trying to pick up on are all these shortcuts. Can I increase the size of text? System. It would be lovely if I could do that. Defaults, edit here, preferences. So like if I bump this up to 2, what are we looking at? Oh, hey, there we go. Okay, that might be a bit too much. That's doable. That's doable right there, I think. How's that look on your end? So we've got these tabs, sculpting, and you can see here, like, yeah, since we start zooming in too much, we're starting to get these pieces of UI overlapping each other. Okay, here we go. Show menus. I don't think I'm gonna need the menus much here. So I'm gonna right click and turn off show menus. So then that gives me my full list of things here. Oh, there's video editing. Curious. So I imagine most of these are going to be in the top menus here, the ones that we care about. And you also might notice I think I've seen this often in these types of 3D or even 2D programs. They have things underlined. So what that's saying is like L is underlined. It tends to be, I think if you press the Alt key, it's a shortcut thing. Okay, so is that what it is? I'm pretty sure there's a shortcut thing, but I don't know how to bring up the shortcut menu in Blender. But I believe it's a indication where you could do like press Alt or Control Alt. Nope, not the Windows key. We'll have to play around with that. I'm pretty certain that's what it is. It's to help with hotkeys. All right, let's get to doing some modeling here. I think I'm gonna take off the light and the cube. I don't really care about those right now. And there's visibility toggles here as well. And you can see it gives breakdowns of all of the elements within the scene as well. So if we would just go in and delete this little circle thing is our origin, which is 0, 0, 0. And if we do add, yeah, it's got to be. So we want to do a mesh. Let's do a cube. Okay, so that's what we had before. Now to pull in another one of those, circle is underlined and M. So it's like MR. Object. No objects selected. Oh, they have an info. That's nifty. Okay. So we need to figure out how to do these shortcuts. How do I do the shortcuts? I'm guessing it's something like M and R. I don't see anything that's telling me. There must be two levels of shortcuts here. So like there's a delete. So if we would go in and add a cube and we right click here, there's a delete. On the right side there it says X, but the E is underlined. So a different metaball. It's a metaball. Looks kind of nifty. So pressing E also deletes it. So if I go here and do M, so how do I get? I'm kind of okay with that, I guess. C gives me a cube, but how do I open up the add menu? Scale, transform, rotate, move. Whoa. Oh, that's kind of nifty. So how do I get these menus to select up the top? That's what I want to know. Nope, not Control S. So we're in object mode. Oop, I didn't mean it. View. Okay, we're gonna do this, and we'll just say Blender Windows keyboard shortcuts. Control. Universal hotkeys, Windows hotkeys, object mode hotkeys. So you can see we're in, oh, here we go, edit mode. I don't know if that's gonna make a difference, but there's the different modes. Edit mode, I believe, is going to be useful for I think you have to go into edit mode on a element, but I'm not certain of that. Yeah, it looks like it's per element thing. So like if I would add in a let's do a circle. Nope. I guess that's fine. Up in the top there, you can see when we switch to edit mode, this circle is in edit mode. Now the plane is in edit mode. So you can switch back and forth between which one's in edit mode that way. So when you're in edit mode, you're editing a single thing. So there's object mode and edit mode. Okay, tab and alt E It's like my Alt key is not working. So this says Alt E. I was definitely pressing Alt E. Okay. So tab works. I don't know why. I don't know why Alt doesn't work. Oop. I just did Alt tab. Um, edit mode. Edit mode. Shift face click up arrow. Yeah, it feels odd. I don't understand why. Why is Alt not working? So there's a bunch of different menus relevant to Blender. I mean, that might be it. Okay. Modeling meshes. Cube. Oh, did I go off of the common shortcuts? Keyboards. Mouse. Copy, paste. Text editing. Oop. Interface controls. Yep. Okay. So the editor type selector, the first button on the left side of a header. Okay. Oh. So we can basically create our own. Each thing up here is like a workspace, I think is the verb or the verbiage that I'm seeing. And a workspace you can customize based on these. So you change these and it'll let you add. Like we've got 2 panes here. Each pane has a thing that we can switch. So right now layout we're in 3D viewport. So like we could go to what would be a good, sure, let's do preferences. See, so now this whole window here is in preferences. And the tabs up here then just are letting you kind of like predefine workspaces to move within. And then we've got the different modes. I still need to figure out these shortcuts. Like I don't want to have to click up here every time. And I don't understand why. Why it's not letting me do that. So user interface. So there's Shift, Control, and Alt. So I'm holding Shift right now. Set 3D cursor. Okay. Select. So you can do a multi-selection, I'm guessing. I'm gonna get rid of that circle because it's annoying. Alt doesn't seem to do anything here, and then control. Control then, okay. If I hold control, then I've got zoom and a lasso select. Okay. Got left and right click. Animation, Python, scripting, interface. All right, I think I'm gonna look for menus here. Menus, so this is a menu. You can see a menu has the use the wheel while hovering. Arrow keys can be used to navigate. Okay, here. Each menu item has an underlying character which can be pressed to activate it. Select menus. So is there, like, if I right click, I don't have an add in here. This is really bothering me. So header menus are used to configure the editor, collapsing select popover menus, context menus, special menus. Oh, that's kind of a nifty. The 3D viewport mode pie menu. Use wheel while hovering with the mouse. Arrow keys can be used to navigate. Each menu item has an underlying character which can be pressed to activate it. And this actually makes me want to switch what the spacebar does. I want to use spacebar to enter. That's really the only place that is shown up. Top bar, status bar, areas, regions, tabs, and panels. So control and wheel doesn't seem to do anything here. Okay, well, that's really going to bother me. All right, I think we're going to. There's got to be a way that you can actually press a shortcut to click it, but I'm not going to worry about it too much longer here. So I think what I kind of want to try to do is like model up a blobby kind of character. So like we can do. Oh, I kind of want to move that. How do I do the set 3D cursor? Can I just set it to snap toggle automatic constraint? I don't think that's right at Okay, so we've got a cylinder and it's like floating above the plane, and I kind of want to I guess I don't really need to snap it to it. So we've got to move. G is a move. So we select and we hit G. But I kind of actually like, Okay, so if we're in the select mode, we can then I don't want to move it right away. I want to shift spacebar. Shortcut. Okay, so this is confusing me. It says shortcut, shift spacebar. Oh, that's odd. Okay. I mean, we'll roll with it, I guess. I think I'm just gonna kind of generally center it. I want to have it a little bit taller. I'm not sure if we used the sculpting or not. All right, so we can snap an axes. So this is only letting me move it around to the x-axis. Is there like a center? Move, rotate, resize, automatic constraint. So there's this little thing there that says automatic constraint. I think that's a middle mouse. I kind of want all of them. Can I just do, can I hold multiple? X, Y. Okay. Yeah, good enough. And then let's add in a, what do we do with the feet? I guess we put it in a, I don't want a circle. I want a sphere, I guess. All right. So if I press the middle mouse button, I'm rotating around a point. I can zoom in and out with the mouse wheel. Oh, there's a center view to mouse. Okay, that's kind of nice. All right, let's move this up. We're gonna kind of make it be like a head-ish. It's fine. I'm gonna do some sculpting and stuff, and I don't feel like I need to make it super perfect here. Center view to mouse. Whoa, is that shade? Smooth shade flat. Oh, okay. Now we need some sort of feet things. Armature, add an armature object. I wonder if that's the rigging stuff. I don't know if you got into the rigging at all, Joseph, but I'm assuming that's what that is for. Got some NURBS. NURBS is, I think that's an acronym, isn't it? NURBS. Non-uniform rational B-splines. So there's a few different ways you can do modeling. There's meshes, which is like a piece of fabric over like a wireframe. Um, there's like these 2D objects, which are like planes and circles and the curves. And then there's NURBs, which are different in the way the meshes are basically a whole handful of triangles. The NURB is like a trace. I mean, I could be wrong about this explanation, but I believe a NURB is like a trace or like a path or something like that, as you can see here. And then what it's doing is, rather than recording all of the different triangles to as far as the like data that it's remembering to do these 3D things, um, a mesh is just a whole bunch of triangles, and it's remembering the location of the triangles. A NURB is a a line or an object with control points, and then it applies the like mesh equivalent to that. your knowledge on Blender is down to about 0.9. Nope, no problem. Um, so I think for the most part we're going to stick with meshes, and then we'll have to do some. So these two meshes here are like overlapping each other, so we'll have to deal with that. Um, oh, so there's the different kinds of spheres. I actually kind of prefer that. So let's try doing that. Let's try doing this. Kind of okay with that. Move it all up. We will make a guess we'll go with spheres for the feet. Um, now we want to scale this, I guess. I don't know if scale is the right thing here. Oh, I want to do it in Y. I think we'll go kind of like this. Now, do we have a way to copy this? Copy. Is there a... We want to mirror on the... So up in the top right-ish, there's the coordinate system right here. Green is the Y axis. So we can do a paste. No, we can do a mirror Y global. I don't think I did that right. No. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'll have to. That's that's the kind of stuff that I'm gonna have to play around with. I think is the understanding how all the mirroring and working with this stuff works. Okay. So we'll do another paste. That gives us two more. We'll move this one here. That's not gonna work. Like this. There we go. Ta-da! So now we gotta figure out how we can. I am kind of curious about this sculpting. Pose. Um. Okay, so we were working off the layout. Um. Can we actually rotate these slightly? Yeah. There we go. So now, if we go over to the modeling tab here, we've got a couple different ways we can play with this geometry here. So we can do cuts, cut Schmidt loop, and we kind of want to split it. So right now we've got the cylinder. These two are like bouncing into each other, or overlapping each other rather. So I want to do like a cut. Edge slice. Can I select multiple? A loop cut, a knife cut, new topology. Well, let's try one. Okay, so that actually cuts like along those vertices. So if we do, I'm guessing we need to do like an enter to confirm. Yeah, you can see down at the bottom, there's a space bar to confirm. So that actually added a new line within there. We're gonna take that off though, because that's not what we're looking for. Spin, extrude, selected vertices in a circle around the cursor. No, smooth. Flatten angles on selected vertices. Edge slice. Slice an edge, loop along a mesh. We are going to hide this. What? Edge slice. So you're supposed to select edges? I don't really understand this menu here. So there's different types of selections. Got it. Okay, so we have this whole thing selected. So we have an edge slice, slice an edge loop along a mesh. Slice a vertex along a mesh. Offset edge loop cut. Bisect. I mean, I think for the most part, we actually just want to remove these. So if I go in and select these vertices, can I just hit delete? I want to delete the edges. Yep. Okay. So you can see here now we can actually see inside the mesh. We turn back on our cylinder. We turn back on our cylinder. We can see. I mean, it fits pretty decent right now. But what we're going to do now is we want to edit the cylinder. We want to hide, whoop, we want to hide that. I want to select, I want to select a face. I want to delete the face. So the face is that like cover on the mesh. There's the vertices, which are the little dots. There's the edges, which are the lines connecting to the dots. And then there's the faces, which are the thing filling in between all of the edges. So we delete that, and now we can kind of see inside of it. And if we turn this back on, you can see we've sort of got a hole here now, which is fine. Because what we'll do is let's hide all the feet for now. Arms and legs. We want to select edges. So when you're doing a selection, you can do a highlight. It's going to, oh, does it just do that by default? Select mode. Okay. So there's the different selection modes. Is there, I would love a shortcut for that. Right now we're in vertice select mode. So we select that, you can see it selects the dots and it kind of gives a gradient to the edge. So the ones that are going down, they're really long. So you can see the top is orange, gets down toward the bottom and it turns black. These are smaller ones, so it just shows the whole edge. But what we want to do is we want to switch just to the vertice mode, and now we've got that top vertice there selected. And then we're going to also turn this on, and we're going to, I put both of these in edit mode at the same time. So I want to fill between them. So maybe if I do, how would we go about doing that? Set to origin, texture painting, sculpting. Object has a whole bunch of things. I love there's add monkey. So I'm not sure how we go about doing this. Let's flip back to edit mode. There is also the sculpt mode there. So right now we're in edit mode on the cylinder. We've got those edges selected. I mean, I would kind of like just to have it do it. Rip polygons and move the result. Interesting. I'm checking to see if there's, so extrusions, that's helpful. Add things, annotate, scale, rotate, mesh. Okay, so we can extrude edges, screw. You have to select a string of vertices as well. Well, that didn't work. I mean, maybe it would be easier to do like a cut to it. That might be the way to do this actually is um so if we go back to this edge select, we want to add a face. Let's figure out how we can do that. We just want to fill in the face. Edge, screw, subdivide, rotate, edge, slice. What's poke faces? Split a face into a fan. Okay, it kind of worked. I mean, we got a whole bunch of extra vertices in there that we don't need. But not the end of the world. Go back to object mode. We are going to move this down slightly. Come on. There we go. Move it just slightly inside. Yeah, I mean, I guess. And let's see if we can cut this. So this would be, so we got beautify, intersect. Cuts an intersection into faces. So there's let's get out of this selection mode. We want to select the faces. Select toggle, so 3D cursor. Extrude to cursor add. Okay, so I want to do, oh, there we go. Okay, so I got all the faces selected. I want to do a face and I want to do an inner cut solid geometry from selected to unselected. Self intersection. I guess we do, difference. No intersections found. Is it not letting me do it on this object? Is that what's happening here? We want to edit this. We want to also have that. Oh, no, I want to edit the cylinder. Oh. Was I not in face mode? Okay. Tweak. So there's a Drake selector. Select box. I want extend, subtract. Okay, I can do a subtract. That'll work. There we go. In previous programs that I did, they if you hold shift, it changes how you select. So you can make a selection of only the things that are completely contained in the box. So when you do a selection box, only pick the things that are within there. So we could say, I want a face, and for you to select the face, it has to be completely in the box. That's what I was trying to do. But this works as well. When you're doing a selection mode, you can select anything that's crossing, and then you can remove the pieces that you didn't want to show up in there. So we've got that in there. Weld loose edges into faces. Solidify, create a solid skin by extruding, compensating for sharp angles. Oh, that's kind of nifty. So there's a bunch of extrusions, inset, split a face into a fan. Oh. See, it added all those extra lines in there. When we undo it, they kind of can see them go away. So we want to do, wait, why did that go away? Apparently I deleted my whole thing. All right, we're gonna go back a couple of times here. There. So I want that solid face. Undo, 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 undo. I don't even know how many of those. It includes all the selections in there too. All right. Well, I just blitzed my history. Oh well. Okay. Let's see if I could get just a flat face on here again. So if I do that selection, I am on edges. I want to do faces. So I've got that whole face. I want to delete the faces. So we've got that. Now I can do a selection face here. I want to do, well, can I do an edge selection and a face, split a face into a fan, solidify, fill a selected edge loop with faces. Actually kind of like that. I think I'm gonna keep that because that's kind of fun. Not that that's really gonna show up at all. Like if we go back to this, can't really tell. But I think we can push and pull a little bit with that. And we're also gonna do, let's go ahead and add in a vertex here. We want to switch to edit mode for that. I guess we want to do an edge select. I'm just going to manually pick them because there's not too many of them. So we've got all of those selected. I suppose we could just do a fill. Um, weld edges into faces. So if I pick a bunch of faces, do I do that? I don't understand that one. I basically want to unsubdivide. Okay, well that doesn't work. Dissolve faces. There we go. Okay. So now we got a flat thing with the face. That context menu I think is actually going to be most helpful. So now if we go to this, is there a, oh, there's a join. So now this is just the cylinder. Okay. And we can rename this. So we'll say head and torso. Now can we split the view and see into the middle of this? So we've got different view. Oh, okay. Viewport shading, wireframe. So if we look at the wireframe, it's a little bit hard to tell. There's lots of. I had a cough coming. There's a lot of vertices there. Material preview, rendered. We were in viewport shading. Overlays gizmos. Oh. Yes, I always want to show those. Okay, so what I'm looking for is I want to do a cut, but just in the view. And I'm not sure if it's compositing. Oh, I kind of like that actually. Um, I don't know. If we just straight up, okay, we can kind of get into it this way. Yeah, so you can see there's a little bit of a lip there. So it's not true cutting, but it's the same object now. So I think what I can actually do is do a I'll do a selection like this, and then we'll do a subtract, and we'll get rid of this. And it does go all the way through. Oh, it removed those top ones, didn't it? Is it gonna select all the way back? No, I guess not. This is sort of disorienting. Can we kind of just go like this? Oh, I forgot to hold shift. So it's getting a little lip there. So I guess we are, maybe my selection was, yeah. So I think my selection was right because this is inset into it just a tad. So when I select the top surface of that, it's also getting all the faces that are related to it too. So this is one element now, and that's what I was running into with the edit mode not working because I needed both of them. I think now that they're the same geometry, I can do cut an intersection. So I think that'll give me a cut. I think that's what I want. So now if I do delete this, I guess I want more than just the face. There's got to be a better way to do this. But I'm kind of okay with it for right now. So we should have a cut. Ah, there is a shift pan. Okay. If you hold shift and middle click, you pan. Thought I tried that before. I guess not. Okay. So now if we do delete, we want to that's not what I wanted. I want to delete. We want to do delete faces and edges. There we go. Ooh. It's not quite what I was hoping for. Oop, back. So there is actually a little bit of a selection that didn't quite cut it, which is unfortunate. Okay, I think we can deal with it. We'll do a delete there, and let's select some edges here. All right, now fill. No faces filled. I feel like that loops are not connected. Edge. So I want to. I'm trying to fill that in, but it's not a flat surface. It kind of goes like this. So we need an edge. And can I just draw an edge? That is the question. So we can draw a plane. There's an annotate. I don't need a cut. Weld edges into faces. Weld loose edges into faces. I feel like that's useful, but I haven't been able to figure out how to actually use it yet. I've got vertices, so I really just want to create an edge. So I can do subdivide selected edges, bridge edge loops, create a bridge of faces between one or more selected edge loops, extrude edges, I don't know what the freestyle thing is. I feel like there should just be a draw. Rip polygon and move the result. Rip edge. Extend vertices and move the result. Whoa. Okay, well, this is getting funky. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go, if I can, go back and keep that. And what I'll do first is we'll select these and we're going to cut them based on the geometry. Intersect. Cut an intersection into faces. So no intersections found. Okay. You can see when I'm selecting the self-intersect, it's putting in an edge. So I want to do selected. There we go. So now I've got an edge there. So if I select that and then I go like inside, I don't actually have that piece down there selected. So I can delete. I can delete these two pieces and I'm not gonna. It's still in there. Weird. How did it do that cut? That's a funky cut, I guess. And I think this is maybe where we should look at some of the sculpting stuff. Okay, yeah. All right. If we do, what is the sculpting? Let's check out the sculpting. Can we, we can nudge stuff and push stuff, inflate, blob, crease, smooth. So like, if I hit this with a smooth, yeah, how funky does that get? Pretty funky. No, does it let me? It does let me actually go inside. Now, can I do a? What does flatten do? Okay, so it takes a vertex C. Nudge. What is nudge going to do for us? So you can tweak it a little bit. It doesn't seem to
Cloth. Ooh. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with the sculpting in here. So if I do a grab, so that lets me like push and pull it. So I can actually like put that vertice above. Now, is there a way to remesh? Grab silhouette, strength, radius. Constant. What does that look like? Hmm. So I might actually try to. If we smooth this out a bit, what does that end up giving us here? I'm thinking if we smooth this out a little bit, it might make some of our cuts a little bit easier. Now, it may be too high above, and we might actually need to deal with that. So if we go back into the modeling, can we just delete that face? I wonder if you can snap to faces. I would kind of be okay with that. So if we go and we delete this, let's just delete the face. It's hard to see what I'm selecting because they're like inside of each other now. Ooh, I don't want to extrude. I want to delete. Yeah, I definitely have some weird geometry going on here. So I'm just going to delete a bunch of stuff and see if we can fill it in. Select some faces here. Yeah, definitely a better way to do this. I guarantee it. But I kind of want to get, whoop, I had extrude. I want to delete that. Yeah, so we had some overlapping geometry. I want to kind of get used to the knife and such. Um, okay, can we do a way? Is there a way to tweak this camera? Enable mesh. Like we want to cut with a camera. Object constraints, material properties. Surface, volume, object properties, modifier properties. Auto merge. Oh, that's nice. Automatically merge vertices move to the same location. I'm kind of okay with that. I'm gonna have to get used to this, the mirroring. I feel like the mirroring is still something that is a bit of a mystery to me. Okay, view cameras, viewport. So what I'm looking at doing is I don't want to see the bottom half of this. So like if I can just hide it, it is kind of like a viewport cut. Bounding box center. Pivot around the bounding box. Snap to increments. I don't really see anything where I can do that. Toggle the camera view. Guess you can switch perspectives there. I don't know how I turned on this thing up in the corner. It's a little bit of a mystery, but I kind of like it. Hey, Ahmed Amin, you're a sophomore CS college student. I need tips on how to study effectively and what to focus on. That's a really involved question. Um, how do we address that? Studying efficiently is not an easy thing to answer and is very much dependent on you. You feel like time is running in. I mean, honestly, CS is an industry where you're continually learning. I have been teaching myself for years, and it's going to keep happening. So I think how do you study efficiently is figuring out what works best for you. And there's there's many different ways you can go about, I'll say, hacking your memory. There's many like psychological studies done on like ways that you can efficiently like get a brain to remember a thing. There's short-term and long-term memory. Um, and the effectiveness of that is different per person. So you kind of have to like figure out like what works for you. Um, the things that work for me are tying one thing to another thing. I think it's called a memory anchor. So like if I really understand a specific thing and I'm moving on to another thing that I'm learning fresh, I always try to tie that new thing back to something that I already understand. So especially so here we're doing modeling. I have done a fair amount of 3D modeling, not in this program, in programs that tend to operate around solids, where this is more operating around meshes. So as I'm working through this, um, I'm kind of exploring it. I could do tutorials. Tutorials usually aren't something that I learn well with because I just follow the tutorial and then I forget it. Um, so I like to experiment. I like to play around with it. I like to figure out how a thing works and tie it back to something that I already understand. So as I've been going through here, I'm working to understand how to operate in this program and how it works, similar to something that I am familiar with. And then, as Joseph said, here this is worth highlighting. Deciding what you want to focus on. There's many variables that go into it, and your focus is probably going to change over time. So I would be less worried about the thing that you're focusing on and
like Joseph was saying, kind of explore things that you're interested in. And especially in CS, the ability to self teach and explore is much greater than in other industries. So you can kind of play around with different things and see what you enjoy doing. And as you find things that really like tick those boxes, as you really tick those boxes of things that you enjoy, just continue exploring in that space. Um, so I tend to like a lot of like systematic type things, systematizing, um, continuous integration, continuous development, that kind of stuff really ticks those dopamine boxes for me. I also enjoy 3D modeling and 3D type things, so I've been exploring that on stream because I don't get to do that during my day job much. So, I mean, there's really not a right answer here. It's kind of it's a research ways that you can help yourself remember and just try them and research things that are interesting to you and try them and just do that in a loop. Keep doing that until you kind of go down different rabbit holes and see what you enjoy. Welcome, Demonic Microwave. That's a pretty great name. Good to have you. Okay, so I've like royally messed up my face here, which I'm um face being not that this this is a face. So this thing that I have selected right now is a face. So I have a whole mess of edges and faces here. So um, I'm trying to like clean some of them up here. Deselect. How do you deselect again? Why isn't there we go? My escape wasn't working. So what I'm gonna do, I think, is I'm gonna just do I just kill all of this? You know what? I am going to try that. So we're gonna go like this. You can also, I just found this out now, you can shift click these. So now I'm in both face and edge selection mode. I'm gonna go ahead and delete all edges and fill. That was really destructive. Oof. Let's do faces. Okay. I'm starting to understand like here. So now I got all the faces. So now I can pretty easily do an edge selection here and I can do delete all the edges. So that seems to be a little bit safer. We're going to do a selection here of just the faces. We're going to do a subtraction selection. No, subtraction. Why did it select more? Let's try it again. Select all those, subtract. Oh, there we go. I was holding shift. Let's get rid of these two. So now I can delete the faces. And it does clean up the edges too. So if there was an edge that was trapped within a bunch of faces, the edge goes away too, it looks like. So now let's do some edge selection. I don't know why you're not letting me highlight you. I'll just delete these couple here. Ugh. I keep hitting extrude. I can definitely tell that there is um, shortcuts that I am just very used to using, and I get into like editing mode and I just start pressing those. Got a lot of overlapping stuff here. So in AutoCAD, which is a program that I'm very familiar with, E is it's actually been a couple years since I used it. Now that I think about it, but I think E is to erase, and I keep hitting E, which is actually extrude in this program. Um, there's a whole lot of edges here. Can I just select this? Oh, no wonder my selection was. There we go. Oh, they got boxes. Is that what it is? Oh, here we'll do face select. So what I'm trying to understand here is the. No, it just selects everything. So the directional doesn't really matter. Okay. I guess there isn't a selection thing in there. Okay. So I've got kind of those two pieces now. Let's see what I can do with the sculpting. Um multi-plane scrape, fill. So we've got a lot of masks. Hmm. Add a mask within a box as you move your brush. Okay. I'm guessing a mask would let you only select pieces that are that you care about editing at that moment. Snake hook, flatten, add a crease, add a blob, add a layer. I don't understand what that's doing. I don't know why I've got a. Oh, there we go. I've got a thing selected. I don't know why it's not deselecting. Object mode, sculpt mode. There, I don't know. Clay. What's clay? So it seems like most of these are when I'm in sculpt mode. The vertices are what are getting selected here. Yeah. So when I click vertice, it's when it's applying the effect. So that clay is like flattening it. Draw sharp, draw. Doesn't seem to actually like do anything. Like, am I just supposed to be clicking here and it's doing its thing? Because it doesn't seem like it's actually doing anything. Um, brush, view. Like, is there a way to select something that's not that cursor? Okay. Like every time I click it, it does seem to like move.
but I don't understand the how it's moving. So like if I bump this way up, I guess it's a click. I kind of felt like it would be a drag sort of situation. I would click the thing and drag it. And there are different color coded things over there. I would like to figure out how those work as well. As well as that. Whoa. You can see I've got something funky going on over there too. That's pretty dope. Slide, relax, rotate, nudge. Okay, so those are kind of dragging ones. It is just deforming it straight up. Pinch. I feel like this fill should be. So that's selecting the. When you change the radius, it's changing this thing here. I don't know what the strength does either. Blob. I think it's like it feels like this stuff should be able to operate on the faces. In which case I think I need to do more with them. So like that's just moving out that face. Clay thumb. I think I'm gonna have to. I know before Joseph you're asking if I've done any tutorials. I think this clay stuff or the sculpting in general is going to be hard for me to just guess at because that is sort of a new the modeling, the type of modeling that I have done is very mechanical. Um, and the sculpting is way more freeform. And I think I want to explore that more, but I don't know that that's something that I'm going to be able to just guess on. Yeah, so I feel like I like my headset just died. My these so you get to listen to my music. um I feel like the way I want to be working with this is to draw lines between these pieces or just have it draw lines between them and then fill in. But that's not what's Knife Project. That doesn't seem to be how you're supposed to be working with this. Transform, add vertex, vertex, edge, and faces. So if we've got a like I just want to fill between them. Okay, we are gonna try with oh.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting. I mean, I've got that thing selected. In set faces, no. Smooth? This actually feels kind of like what I'm expecting. Oh, I got a whole bunch of vertices in there. Can I actually deselect? Come on, deselect. I feel like these selection modes are kind of funky still. Okay, I've got all those vertices. I mean, maybe I'm just not like understanding the selection modes, but like, why isn't that one being selected? Um, is that a wireframe thing? So I'm trying to do an ah. I was holding shift. I think that's what keeps getting me for some of these subtraction selections. Okay. We're going to delete vertices. There we go. Is that a vertice down there? I don't know. I can't tell. Okay. So flatten angles. If we do add, let's select all the edges again here. We're going to select them this way. Okay, so we've got our edges selected. Create a bridge of faces between two or more selected edge loops. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Smoothness. Closed loop. Loop pairs. Not quite what I'm looking for. So we just did a bridge. Bevel edges, extrude edges. I'm curious what these do. On mark or mark a selected edges as sharp. I'm guessing that has to do with the so like we've got edges here. On our cylinder, it doesn't look completely flat, but you can tweak it, or there's a toggle to show edges versus not. And I'm guessing if you mark an edge as sharp, it's going to stay sharp regardless of you saying smooth edges or not. Smooth display faces smooth. Like I think it's something like that. Um new edge or face from vertices. Okay, but it's not connecting them. We're starting to figure it out. Vertice. What extrude? Okay. Connect vertices by their selection order. Okay. Rip polygons and move the result. Slide vertices, smooth vertices. We don't have shape keys. Okay.
I don't know what shape keys are. Bridge edge loops, subdivide, and face. So we can do extrusions, we can do insets, triangulate faces. So we don't have any faces selected, we have edges selected. So we can make faces solid. Weld the loose edges into faces. Okay, so I think what this is doing is if you have a face and you got a split, so you have an edge running down the middle, if you run this weld edges into faces, it actually becomes two with that edge splitting them. I think that's what that's doing. Extrude selected vertices and screw-shaped rotation around the cursor. No. Hey, Peruvian idol, how are you? B1 Mind, good to see you. Good to see you. What'd you do today? What was the stream topic? Did we get an alert? Is the alert just delayed? Did I delete the alert? Questions. There wasn't an alert, was there? Just got back from paternity leave. Just chatting. Nice. I mean, honestly, like nothing wrong with that. Congrats, by the way. You didn't see an alert. Okay, well, we were messing around with switching over alerts, so I might have just completely deleted alerts on this scene. C'est la vie, I guess. Everybody's doing Blender now. It's funny because I started down this path like 9 months ago or something, and like it does seem like everybody's doing it now. So the intent here is that we are making a thing in Blender. Blender can export a file called file type called GLTF. GLTF files can be imported into React 3 Fiber scenes. React 3 Fiber is a component library built on top of React, which uses React scheduling and Three.js to do WebGL scenes. WebGL is 3D in the browser. I think I've kind of got that explanation down a little bit now. But we're doing a whole loop here. So we started out doing Blender, we played around with it a little bit. Then we jumped into WebGL, and we've been doing that for a while. We got, I think it's still up. Go ahead and type exclamation mark 3D and then any text. It should show up here. And that is supposed to be an overlay, but the overlay doesn't seem to be working for whatever reason. But if you type exclamation mark 3D as like a command and any text, it'll show up here. And that I think is going to be what we do our alerts with. So I reconfigured things. Did it not show what up? It just showed woo. So I don't know. I broke something. I was playing around with updating all my alerts, and we're gonna switch it to that. Oh, did it do it really fast? Yeah, we're gonna have to. I thought we fixed the queuing. Maybe we didn't. I suspect I'm probably gonna fix those last little bits off stream here, because like it just doesn't. It's not entertaining to fix those little bits, but we got it working, and we got it tied up to all the Twitch events and such. So we can have it. We can have that chat and raids and follows and all that stuff be the alerts rather than whatever alert thing I have that apparently is broken. But models. So this is also going to be dropped in that scene, and we can have a command or channel point redemption that you run is is channel point redemptions working? I think we had that set up too, eh? Boop. Maybe not. I think we got that working on the last stream. Um, but something's funky in that. We'll finish it up. But all that stuff is all going to be tied into our 3D scene, so we can bring in a model and we can have channel point redemptions, trigger animations on a model. I think it'll be fun. And Peruvian Idol, you said it's above your pay grade. I think you are fully capable of doing this. Some of the stuff you do with CSS is I have the same feelings, but uh, you know, I think you can get into it. I think you would be you're fully capable of taking this on. Obviously, I'm not gonna force you into it, but I would not dissuade you from trying if you're interested. Okay, so we are. You're welcome. It's like all these things. With the spend some time on it, and you'll figure it out eventually. Peruvian Idol is not Prince. Nope. Maxell is Prince. I think it's Maxell on Twitch. We were talking about Prince earlier because Prince has been doing a bunch of Blender stuff. So in the to stay on topic here, here let's see if I can do a. I think that'll work. Yeah. But Prince was doing games last time, it looks like. And here we'll do a Peruvian Idol. Let's make sure I. Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Maxell W? It's funny. I guess Maxell is a thing from. Is that Dragon Ball Z or something? I guess I'm not surprised that that's taken if that's the case. There we go. There we go. Prince. That's Prince. Or I guess you're up there. Okay. I think we're gonna go a little bit longer here. Are we going to make it come on web? Probably not today. Maybe not next time either. We'll see. But eventually, whatever we make, we're gonna pull it into the web browser. The short and sweet of that is export GLTF. And in React 3 Fiber, there's a loader that can load those files. And this ends up being basically like a JSON format, if you are familiar. I think we've got one in here. So this is the stream overlay that I was talking about. That we have been working on, and we have a GLTF model in here, which is a Triceratops. It's a scan from the Smithsonian Museum that they have made freely available. And if we look at the GLTF, it looks like JSON, if you're familiar. Effectively describing where all of these nodes are. You have some things, Joseph? I would definitely be curious to see what you did. If CodePen comes back up. But yes, I mean, feel free to send them later or whatever, or share them here when it does come up, because that'll show up on that should show up on the replay when I get it up on YouTube. All right, let's 2:00. Let's see if we can get these things.
I feel like it's just such a weird shape, combining with a weird shape, that the way that I think about handling this is just not matching up with the way that Blender would handle this. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this. There was a way that we could do that. So it made a face, which is sort of a very interesting shape here. Um, and we'll go ahead and do the same here. And then actually, can we? Let's delete this. We are in modeling mode. If I select all of this, um, and move. Let's just move it down a little bit. I guess I'm gonna kind of just go like this and have it intersect. You know what? Let's just nix this whole thing. We'll put on a new one, combine them. We'll try a new cut because this is going to give us a kind of a pointy bit on the bottom there that we can see that little point on the bottom there. That can be the point where we cut, and I think that's gonna feel the best. Trying to get this thing centered. It doesn't feel centered. Yeah, it's good enough. Okay, so we can join them. Oh, hi, Katie. Oh, here. This was the one I was talking about. Come on, come up and say hi. Yep. This is the guest, the normal guest. All right, so we have now this piece that's intersecting there, and we can say, let's try doing a cut. Let's see if we can get this cut thing working again. So now we've got all the pieces that are intersecting there. Why is my selection not updating here? The different select modes in modeling versus layout, I think, are messing with me a little bit here. Okay. So I think we want to do intersection, cut an intersection into faces. Cut solid geometry from selected to unselected. I think we want to do a knife. I'm curious what's going to happen here. So we want to, there's a cut, there's a merge. I don't feel like it's actually doing anything there? Guess that's probably it, eh? So now if we do this, oh, let's delete the faces there. I think that's probably going to be it. There we go. So now we got a hole that goes between them. Yep, that feels good. So I think a lot of it is just dealing with that geometry and dropping in shapes and cutting them in that manner. So like I think we could probably do the same here. Um, let's get out of edit mode, go into object mode. Guess they're not so bad. So if we join all of this, I feel like the awkward thing is I don't know if in the scenes should you be joining these? Is this a thing that I'm gonna regret doing? That is an unknown to me. Um, figure. So we have this thing cutting through here. So if I select this and I do the cut again, guess we do that. Not what I wanted. I keep pressing that extrude. Ah, why didn't it delete it? Yeah, it's still there. Okay. Delete faces. There we go. And I don't know if all this interior stuff even matters that much. Okay. Big select. Cut. Um, knife. Select all of this and delete. Little tiny bits there. Okay. So we can do the feet now. I think I could potentially do them in one fell swoop. Knife cut. You can see here too when you have a flat surface and you do a cut in it, it tends to make a lot of squares. Okay. There we go. Delete faces. Delete faces. That's a weird cut there. Wonder what's going on there. It's like selecting that whole piece. I guess I'm not gonna worry about it too much. As long as I don't have a hole. I've got a hole. Yeah, so when I selected it actually did not cut those. It didn't cut those. Interesting. Alright, face. Cut. Got a bunch more geometry there, but I guess I'm not too worried about it. I gotta figure out a way that I can deselect easily. There. I still got that weird one. Do we lose a foot? No. Okay. All right. So it's very there's lots of it's not smooth. There we go. It's not smooth. That's the way to say it. So I think what we can do with that is something like this. Whoa. Yeah, see, we got some weird vertices here. Joseph's got some links. We can go ahead and open some of those. So AR, nifty. Nifty. Did you do all these models? Looks like I deleted all the ones I put on CodePen. Okay. No, I don't want. Okay, I guess I have to use my camera. Bummer. I don't think it'll show very well on here because I'm already using the camera. 3D artist helped. Yeah, I believe that. It is literally a whole separate skill set. Okay. Yeah, I don't like. There's got to be a way you can select through. I guess I just go to wireframe. So there should be a way that we can cut geometry along a plane. Interesting. We want to smooth it out a little bit. And I'm not sure where we best go to do that. Rotate, nudge. Like we should be able to just I don't think beveling will do the thing that we want. Let's go ahead and select everything. Extrude, inset, knife, poly build. I mean, it feels like that's the right thing. It's just so weird. It is doing things that I wouldn't expect. Yeah. I don't think that smooth is the thing that I want. I just want to like increase the number of vertices. I think is the thing that we are looking for here. Shrink, flatten, shear. Oh, also, yeah, I missed this before. I don't know that I've got the alerts on this scene working apparently. Thanks for the follow. It works better on mobile. It probably doesn't work anymore. um, what's a knife project? So mesh. We have a mesh. We want to display smooth, display flat, clean up, delete loose. Oh, there's a fill holes. Interesting. We can merge, we can split. Good, we don't have any random stuff lying out there. The cleanup did not seem to do anything. I feel like there was just a command. Just a command that you could click and it would give you more edges, which would kind of increase your I don't know what this mark clear asset. Mm. So you can make things and mark them as assets, I guess. Maybe they'll show up in Blender elsewhere. Hi, kitty. So, like that smooth thing just is not doing what I'm expecting it to. Where would that be? We don't want to add anything. We can shear, bend, wrap, warp vertices around a corner, split faces by edges. It doesn't seem to do much either. Bisect. I mean, maybe this is where the sculpting starts to come into play. So we've got this clay. It seems like most of this is snapping to vertices. But if we bump that back, ooh boy, still. Draw sharp, draw. I mean, it's clearly doing something. Pinch, scrape, fill, flatten, smooth. I feel like this multi-res displacement shear. I feel like the sculpting is what I want to do, but it's definitely, or what I'm expecting I want to do, but it is not doing what I am thinking it should be.
I don't understand the colors here either. Like why is one thing not? I got a hole. It's annoying. Um, rotate, nudge. Pinch, multi-plane scrape. I mean, it is doing something, but it doesn't seem to do as much as I would expect it to. Oh, there's an auto smooth. Okay. So if I pull those down quite a bit, including my radius, I can come in here and like smooth this up a little bit. This does feel a little bit destructive. Come on, kitty. Your tail is right in my face. And I do not want you walking on my desk. All right. I don't know if I like. The radius is definitely interesting. So if I click this vertice here, the radius is dictating like any vertices kind of like within that radius. I think it also applies the same. So I think that's starting to feel a little bit better here. Now there should be a way. I still feel like there's a way to flatten the. Oh, you know what I could do? There's a fan. If I select, let's go into the wireframe so I can select everything here. I'm going to go into faces. I'm going to join triangles into quads. Triangulate, poke. Split a face into a fan. Um, I don't know what that shade does. I don't know if that's going to matter when we export it to GLTF. So this is giving us more edges. I guess that's probably what we want.
Like we kind of want more edges. I guess if we do the poke, let's see what that gives us to. Poke faces. So now we've got a lot going on here. And that's starting to the more edges on the circle, the more it becomes a sphere. And that's sort of what's happening here, I think. I think I'm going to just flatten it up a little bit and then come back and pinch and pull a little bit. Now, so this is all working off of vertices. So really, like, there's got to be a way to take the existing vertices and create more of them, other than that poke faces, I think. So, like, that's a lot. So, I imagine there's some better way to do this. But also, at some point, like, I start to wonder about the performance of it. Honestly, though, that doesn't look awful. It would be nice to like split these up into separate pieces. And maybe like as the meshes, if you're putting them together, it doesn't really matter if they're overlapping. If you can't see inside the mesh, the internals don't matter that much, I guess. So the fact that I've got a hole that there's these two meshes that are look like solids from the outside, but there's a hole in between them. This little thing right there. Maybe it doesn't matter as much as I feel like it should in the solid modeling that I have done before. That kind of stuff kind of does. But we're sort of just like view only here. Whatever it looks like from where the camera is sitting is what matters. So the interior inside of it matters less. Um, so I suspect that's part of like what kind of getting hung up on a little bit here. All right, so if I'm gonna do this. We're gonna grab the tippy top here. And we're going to take those faces and we are going to poke and poke. Got a couple very large ones here that I'm also gonna poke. And then I think I'm going to go back to wireframe and I'm going to grab all of these. Faces. Why can't I select those faces? Oh. We're going to triangulate them. So now we've got, it used to be a square. Now we have two triangles that are kind of coming together. And then we're going to do a poke. And I think that's going to give us something that's going to smooth out nicely. Bump back to this. We're on, oh, we're on flatten before. Okay. Cool. Okay, so this the smooth definitely, I think, is the thing that I was looking for before. Yeah, so this is starting to feel like what I was expecting. Um, as far as sculpting goes. Except now I can I go back enough? There we go. So do that on the top. Um, I think I'm not going to worry too much about this thing is getting a little bit rough in here. So like that kind of stuff, you can always pull it right back out. Like we're gonna get some weird vertices and stuff in here, but I think we can use their merging tools to help with that. So like here we get this really wild, yeah, and we've got a bunch of holes here too. So like the geometry there already is a little bit funky, which is why it's doing those. All right, let's do some nudges. Nudges. Try to flatten out this a little bit. Deal with this over here. Yeah, we're getting some weird snapping geometry here. Is there? No, that one doesn't have a auto smooth. So, as far as each of these sculpting things, we've got. We probably want to fall off shape. Projected sphere. I don't know what the projected would be, but I suspect we want to go for this style, kind of go smoother. So we'll try the circle. It's starting to get really funky. And I think this is where it is difficult to do. The more organic it is, I think it feels like the more involved it is to do the 3D modeling of it. So the like very flat surface building structures, that kind of thing. Oh, see, look at that. It's got like interesting cuts in here. So if we go to we kind of want to do like a fill. Not sure what the pinch the right answer is with that. Definitely is getting funky. Inflate. There is some funky vertices here. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. Auto smooth, sure. Oh, hmm. Well, I've got some interesting geometry now. So what I'm curious about is after having done some of the sculpting kind of stuff, can we even remotely come close to cleaning this out? So like if we do a delete loose, it didn't delete anything. Fill holes. I mean, I guess I don't really care. We definitely do have holes. Is that a selection kind of thing? Do I have to have it selected? Mesh, clean up, delete loose. That's interesting. Delete loose. So like that definitely cleans it up. Like, is this something that we want to do? If we like crank it up, this is just like kind of a bit of an abomination at this point. It's just like really spiky. I th- I can definitely see how characters are very difficult in this, and I think that's gonna point towards doing something that is not so organic, or starting with blend from shapes, blend in shape from a shape key.
the blending, I think, is going to be the kicker here, is figuring out how to do the sculpting and the blending to save. Because like I could go in and fix every one of these. I could take these little vertices and pull them in and get them into a spot where it's not so spiky looking. Um, and even in the sculpt mode, it's you can smooth it out, but being able to manage that with this many vertices, yeah. So I think a big thing that we will want to look at next time. I don't know that I'm actually going to continue with this. We might export it and just toss it in our model or an indoor React 3 fiber scene. But I don't know that we're going to do too much more than with this. Because I think it's going to take a lot more effort to do something organic like this. And I think we could probably do some general shapes and such and pull those into our scene and do some physics things. And then come back to sort of this modeling character type rigging animation thing, which feels like it's going to take a lot more effort to kind of get into. Because I need to figure, I still need to figure out how to get these. Like I am sick of clicking. There's got to be a way that you can get that menu up. Um, so I think figuring out these hotkeys is going to be helpful. Better. So that might actually be coming back around to your point, Joseph. I might watch a couple tutorials as far as just getting those hotkeys down, because I think that's going to help a lot. And then figuring out how to blend some of this. I think that's knowing those two things is going to go a long way. Because everything else that I'm interested in doing, I presume is going to be something like we draw a circle or something, and then from that circle we can do an extrusion. Um, why can't I select that circle? Oh, did I really put it in there? Okay. I definitely put it in there. Covering all the hotkeys in under 15 minutes. Nice. Yeah, definitely didn't mean to put that circle in there. I want to do a circle. There we go. Like circle extrusion. Edge. Oh. Where did I get into? Object mode. Edit mode. How do I have it selected? Deselect, please. Oh, I'm in the tweak. How do I get out of the tweak? Select box. There we go. Okay. Extrusion. Like, and then there. It's snapping to a. Yeah. So like, now we've got apparently not orthogonal pillar, and then we can fill, and then we can fill.
It almost worked. So like that kind of stuff I think is going to be a lot easier to do. It's the organic stuff that is going to take a little bit of time to figure out. So like I want to put more edges there. How might one like how do you blend that together better? Which I think is mostly just taking the two faces and making more faces out of it. And there's oh, I thought that was it for a second. There's got to be a way to do that. And I think once I figure out those couple things, the smoothing and some of those hotkeys, this is going to be a lot better. I am definitely curious what this. That's interesting. Particle properties. Interesting. So I think that's probably going to be the kicker here is just figuring out those couple things. Because I don't know that there's too much else that we need to do. Um, I do eventually want to get into geometry nodes. I think that would be something I'd be very interested in, but that's going to be a long time out, I suspect. So we'll probably do kind of some structure things and figure out how we can do things that are more organic without it uh, looking like this. um, but if we go through and export, we can go here into where's stream overlay? There we go. Assets, random. Is kind of descriptive, I guess. And I think we can import both GLB and GLTF. But I think we need GLTF to do some of the other fancy stuff. So like it gets pretty big. But also GLTF viewer to go from that to go from Blender into the browser. Reveal. Okay, so it does do that whole scene. And there is definitely wonky things with my model that the export doesn't handle. So I think this is going to be a thing that we need to be considerate of. The quality of model is going to kind of dictate the quality of our export, I guess. That's probably the best way to say it. So going from Blender to the browser and utilizing it is going to be the easiest, which feels like it shouldn't be. But tools have been made that make it very approachable. So I think that's going to be it for today. What is with that? Why is there two of them? Funky. Always things to work on. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. We will continue with Blender next time, I think, to some more mechanical type objects. which will be a little bit easier to get into, and we can probably pull that right into the browser within the same stream. Um, maybe do some physics things. But these organic things, yeah, they're gonna take a little bit of effort. Not surprised. Not surprised. I mean, there's plenty of videos on YouTube of people trying to learn Blender in 100 hours. I've not spent 100 hours learning this yet. So this is a process. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Happy Friday. We could probably look to raid somebody. So stick around if you want to follow the raid. But thank you. See you next time. Bye.